Riverside County is launching a new ad campaign called Keep It Small ahead of the Super Bowl. They hope to prevent large gatherings and people mixing households on game day. The worries that Super Bowl Sunday could trigger another surge of cases. And joining us to talk about that and some of the other coronavirus-related headlines this morning is clinical nurse Alice Benjamin. Nurse Alice, good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone.
Well, thanks for joining us. What would your advice be for people who still want to have fun and enjoy the Super Bowl and also stay safe?
I want to encourage people to make sure that you take precautions. I mean, we've seen this time and time again. Whenever there are holidays or events where people get together, we shortly thereafter see a spike. So I know it's going to feel like a national holiday. Everybody's going to want to cheer and scream at those, watching the Super Bowl. But there are some tips that you can do to have a safer holiday, or national football holiday, if you want to call it, but hold virtual parties. Make sure that if you're watching the game outdoors, some people like to create tents. They're like, I'm outdoors, I'm safe, but don't close any sides of the tents. Social distance. Position furniture where your guests are at least 6 feet apart. Make sure to wear your mask and have plenty of hand sanitizer around. Avoid touching high fives and those hugs. Maybe you should now change that to like using a buzzer, a noisemaker, or stomping your feet, something like that. And don't share your food. So no double dipping in the nachos this year.
Yes.
And use disposable items like paper plates and cups, ketchup packets, and things like that. So we're not touching commonly touched surfaces.
Good idea. Really good advice there. Let's talk about the vaccines now. So pharmacies like CVS, they announced that they're going to be distributing vaccines starting next week. Do you believe this is going to speed up the vaccination process?
Absolutely. So I'm so glad to see that the pharmacies are now joining the efforts to get people vaccinated. And so people know they've already been in this fight with us. They've been helping to vaccinate people in long-term care facilities. And so what's going to be important is that people know that although pharmacies are going to start helping us, not every single pharmacy is going to have it right away. So please don't get frustrated. Check in with your local pharmacy. They'll start beginning vaccinations on February 11th, but you will need to make sure you have an appointment. No walk-ins will be allowed. And please be reassured that the person giving your vaccine is trained to do so. It'll be given by pharmacists, pharmacy students, and pharmacy techs in their facilities.
Yeah, we have to continue to be patient. Let's talk about what to do before getting a vaccine. Is it okay for people to take pain meds in anticipation of possible side effects? We know some people, they get that sore arm and shoulder after they get a vaccine.
I know, and everyone wants to avoid those things, but I want to reassure people that those are signs that your immune system is responsive to the vaccine, so that's actually a good thing. But we want to encourage people to not pre-medicate with Tylenol, aspirin, or ibuprofen, or things like that, because there is some vaccine literature that shows that those medications may blunt our immune response to that and impact the antibody development. So we're going to encourage you to avoid those things. And as well, before you get the vaccine, some things you can do so you'll hopefully feel a little bit better. Make sure you get a good night's rest the night before. Drink plenty of fluids. Have a good meal. Try to avoid alcohol at least 24 hours before and after the vaccine. You want to try to avoid extraneous activity 24 hours before and after the vaccine. And when you go the morning of, make sure that you have a good breakfast, lunch, or whatever that is. And if you're going to be standing for prolonged periods of times, bring a lawn chair with you. Bring a bottle of water. Bring a granola bar, an apple, or a snack, something, because we want you in your, feeling good going in to get the vaccine.
And for those people who've already gotten the shot, can they still transmit the virus? What are some of the do's and the don'ts for people who are already vaccinated?
Yes, good question. So just because you get your vaccines doesn't give you a pass to party. You're still going to need to make sure you do all of the precautions. You still need to be responsible. But one of the things that, some of the things that people need to know is that when you go and when you get the vaccine, that it's not a cure. It's not a complete 100% proof. We know that it's up to 95% effective. So that means 5% of people can still, get coronavirus, get COVID-19 and get sick. And what we don't know yet is whether you can be a silent carrier of it. So is it possible that we can still transmit the vaccine? That is still something that we're still trying to learn more about. So please, guys, even though you're getting your vaccine, make sure you complete your 2-dose process if that's the vaccine that you get, and still be responsible. Wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, and all of those good things.
Yeah, that's an important thing. We're all waiting on that information still. Nurse Alice Benjamin, thank you so much for joining us and for all of your insight. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.